What's up, guys? Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm making a video reacting to some Destiny content that's come out. For background, if you don't know who the hell he is, because I didn't until very recently, um, he makes videos complaining about Destiny and bitching his fucking ass off about Destiny and then claiming he doesn't. So he posted taking the piss out of Bradley. I'll be honest, I was on his side for that because Bradley is the biggest Bungie apologist in the fucking world. I would not be surprised if he was like an industry plant. But then since then, he's made a video like on his accomplishments. In these videos, he was doing like a countdown, going like, oh, this is my second video before I quit Destiny. This is my last video before I quit Destiny. This is me quitting Destiny. And then, you know, as you can see, he moved on. He moved on with his life. Wait, what the fuck is this? That's Destiny. Okay, wait, no, that's Destiny again. Oh, that's Bungie, the company he hates. Oh, that's Destiny again. Bungie again. Oh, Bungie cooked with the Right of the Nine weapons. Oh, that's crazy. I thought you hated them and they were shit and they could suck a dick. I thought they never delivered content. They were fucking dog shit. Weird. And now he's made another video about how Bungie doesn't care about us. They cooked, but also they don't care about us. He's playing both sides of the coin. Marathon is the next Anthem. Meanwhile, he's the next fucking what's his name? Fucking Royal. What the fuck is that dude's name? I don't know. He complains about Destiny 24/7 and sucks off Final Fantasy. Anyway, so I was just gonna play this video out, obviously react to it at certain points, and just get my point across, because I was commenting on his video and I realized that is not going to do the job. So obviously this is not me I will say this isn't me attacking Tizzle as a person. His content has pissed me off lately, just because every 5 seconds it seems like he wants to quit the game and then he just comes back. Whereas, like, you know, if you want to quit, bro, it's not an airport, you can just go. Tizzle as a person is perfectly fine. I'm not attacking him as a person. I'm not trying to, you know, instigate some sort of back and forth fight with him. I'm not doing this for fucking clout or anything. I was watching the video and I got the sudden urge where I went, I need to make some content on this shit. So yeah, I suppose let's get the video rolling.
Well, would you look at that? Bungie did it again. These guys just can't help themselves, can they? You know what's funny? In my Dear Destiny video, I wanted to just go out on a positive note, and I even said in that video that I don't want my channel to turn into just dunking on Bungie. But truth be told, that's kind of where I'm at now, because I do want to point out all...
I mean, at least he admits it. I gotta hand him that. At least he admits all he fucking does is complain 24/7.
all the shitty practices that they do, so that people stop supporting them, because truth be told, they don't deserve your support.
You're supporting them by playing the game and making content on the game. You are directly supporting them by making these videos and getting all eyes back on the game. And also, as being someone who left and then came back, you're also just gonna give Destiny players more ammo to go, oh, well, clearly the game's not that bad because you came back, didn't you? Oh yeah, you came back, you left, and you had to come back to Papa Bungie. So you're really not doing yourselves any favor here saying, oh, don't support them, but then you are supporting yourself with them and also supporting them by making videos on them. Whether they're good or bad, it's still eyes on Destiny. So that's just my opinion. I don't know if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I made that toxic mindset that is killing AAA gaming video, and
That video is a good shout. That I will say that's a good video. Like I was saying, I have watched a few Tizzle videos, and you know, some of his points, well, most of his points are well within reason and are perfectly acceptable. The issue is just the fact that he's trying to quit, but then refusing to actually go away and keeps coming back. His points that he makes, like again with Bradley being like an essential martyr to Destiny, to get, you know, everyone to just forgive them for everything. Really damaging kind of person to have out there. And I've commented on Tizzle's video saying that it's really messed up that Bradley starts that video saying, oh, you know, this is just a conversation, but then at the end he literally says, guys, we can't let him say that, like as if Bradley's just trying to silence anyone that has anything negative to say. Like, Bradley as a creator as well, I was going to make a video on Bradley, but then I realized Tizzle had already bodied him, so I didn't really have to. So yeah, like I said, the points he makes most of the time are good takes. They're fine, because obviously he plays the game, so do I. We both know what's going on. We're not stupid. I'm not coming at this from the perspective of like, oh my god, my $1 million company, no. I'm not here to defend Bungie. Time gating is bullshit. The seasonal structure has been bullshit. Their money grabbing is bullshit. It's just, you know, I'm not claiming the game is perfect. That's all I'm saying. I'm just reacting to this video to put my points across.
And in that, when I made that video on Justin Truman's GDC talk, it really pulled the curtain back and let me see their mindset into how they develop Destiny. And I can truly tell you that they don't care about you as players. They care about you as metrics. And
I will say, like, I understand where he's coming from, but no matter how nice a game company seems, you are a metric to them on every game, no matter what it is. I know, you know, indie developers and stuff like that are a lot more in touch with what gamers want and need, but that's just because they're, no offense to Bungie, they're more talented at what they do. So what they do comes more naturally, so they just make better content. And a lot of the times they are gamers. You've seen Bungie streams, they can't walk in a straight line. It's just the fact that, you know, we're all metrics to them, because I hate being this person to say it, but they're a business. They're trying to keep the doors open. They're trying to, you know, feed their families. And that's not me going, oh, let them be shit. Wah. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying everyone looks at us as metrics, whether it's for the good or the worse.
And this Rite of the Nine stuff proves that. Continue your conquest of the Spire the Watcher dungeon. Quests are now available for a dungeon exotic and a holofoil version of Liminal Vigil. So if you don't know what's going on, Rite of the Nine was basically this year's Pantheon. So last year we had Into the Light, and yes, Into the Light had time gating, which I personally wasn't a fan of, but it had enough content to satisfy you for the week, and then the next week more content came out. I think there
I will say, as for Pantheon, Tizzle will be the voice of reason here. I literally did not partake in it. I wasn't in a clan or anything. I'm in a clan with like 3 people right now, and I think I'm 2 of them because I have 2 accounts. So, yeah, I'm not claiming anything about Pantheon. I don't know if it was. I've heard it was amazing, but I didn't partake personally. I didn't want to LFG it. I prefer to LFG like smaller activities. So, like I said, you know, all good on this. You know, whatever his opinion is fact to me, because I know nothing different. I will say he was correct with the Into the Light having enough content, so the time gating slightly felt a bit more, not worth, but just, you know, it felt less evident. Whereas in this, it is dungeons we already have with exotics, well, guns that we can still obtain. I think the issue is a lot of the guns from Into the Light were guns that weren't obtainable anymore. So it was throwbacks, you know what I mean? Recluse and Elsie's rifle and stuff like that. Hammerhead. They were like throwback weapons that made you go, oh my god, I remember using these, and like the nostalgia made you want to chase them. I don't have nostalgia for guns from any of these dungeons because I can just boot the dungeon up and go get them. Yeah, the perks have changed, but so what? The perks have changed in Prophecy's guns already, and now they've just changed them again in order to do Rite of the Nine. Like, I don't... Like I said, for Pantheon, I have no indignation as to whether it was good or bad. So, continuing.
was like 12 weapons, and you would get 2 per week over the course of like 6 weeks, something like that. Comment down below if I'm off on those numbers, but basically it gave you 1 week to grind like the featured weapons, and then the next week you'd grind the rest. And then Pantheon came along, and Pantheon had like 5 underlight, 10 underlight, 15 underlight, and 20 underlight, and each week you got to do a different boss rush mode at a higher power delta, and I think you could even go back and play the previous ones. So what they should
I am pretty sure you could go back and play the previous ones, yeah, because I think I was in about like the 3rd week when I tried the first one. So I know I just said I didn't. I lied. I tried it with like a few of my friends, and they were shit at the game, so we got nowhere. I was also shit at the game. So
should have done with Rite of the Nine is released Ghosts of the Deep, so all the people that farmed the hell out of Spire the Watcher last week could go on to Ghosts. Still keep Spire open if people didn't get a chance to do it, but Bungie loves to keep you on their timeline. I
can agree with this. Yeah, I definitely came into this week assuming the Ghost of the Deep would be out after the first week of Spire. I did think that we would go on to the next dungeon. I kind of just assumed it would go dungeon by dungeon, week by week, and then at the end it would go all of them. So definitely agreeing with what he's saying here.
just did my Gilded Conqueror, and I was talking to Chablo and my chat, and basically
I just have to say Chablo is a crazy name. I respect that, but sorry.
They said this Tanks vs. Briggs event Takes about 10 hours to grind out the Sparrow, and it's only available for 1 week. So if you happen to be busy this week and you can't find 10 hours, well, I guess you're out of luck and you have to pay money for the Sparrow, or you don't get it.
I will say with this, I was one of the... Well, actually, I wasn't one of the people that was too busy. I had the time. I just wanted to spend my time elsewhere. I was playing a bit of Warzone, bit of this, bit of that. I've been around the place playing some Minecraft. Got a server with some of my friends. So I've been busy, like, playing other games. Not really, like, real life busy. But still, to his point, I was busy. I couldn't get it done. I'm not really bothered. I'll be honest. The Sparrow looks mid as hell. I don't know why people are bigging up the fact that it suspends. What you're going to do, roll up to an unstop and a GM and suspend him. Yeah, good luck with that, bro. He's going to one-tap you. But, I mean, obviously I get that it's like, there's a fun factor involved in being able to shoot a Sparrow is really cool. And like, I'm not subtracting from that. I'm just saying, personally, to me, it didn't really appeal to me. So I just didn't get it. And I'm no worse off for it. Kind of wanted the heavy metal title because I like metal music, but it wasn't fucking worth it. The game just didn't look fun to me. But yeah, it's just, you know, yeah, it's an LTM. People are gonna miss it. That's just how it is, unfortunately. In no way am I glorifying an LTM. I think LTMs are kind of dumb in nature because why would you not just add this content to the game or cycle it into the Crucible rotation or something? I don't know, but you know, I don't work at Bungie because if I did, I would probably quit within like a week because they'd be like, "Hey, is that new content done? Did your time get it?" And I'm like, "No," and they're like, "All right, get pack your goddamn bag, get the fuck out of here."
So that's just the way they work. So anyways, we are going to be looking at some Twitter reactions. Well, here you go.
I would say, I will just say, if the place you're looking is Twitter reaction straight away, you're gonna see negative stuff. I'm a wrestling fan. I'm a metal fan. I'm a Destiny fan. And it's all horrible. It's all negative shit. No matter what happens, Bungie could release a full DLC for free tomorrow, and people on Twitter would still be going, "I don't know. I don't like the color gradient of this shoelace." Twitter's just a horrible place, but it is where people react. So I suppose you have no choice but to look at what Twitter is saying. Yeah, I want the video.
Basically, here's Fallout. LOL. Rumors are true. Right of the 9 is time gated. That's unfortunate. Mr. Gaming Counselor has a really good reply. Time gating the tactic needs to die. And I agree. Literally, it is this tactic that has driven me away from wanting to cover and play Destiny anymore because I'm just tired of my time being disrespected.
You're disrespecting your own time by spending time in your video talking about how little you want to cover Destiny and still covering Destiny. I'm gonna just be honest with you there, bro. Again, I'm not meaning this video in a hateful way. It just gets on my nerves to see it. And I know your logic is probably don't watch the videos then, but YouTube algorithm will show me whatever the hell it wants. And usually I get baited. Not clickbaited. You ain't clickbaiting. I'm just saying I get baited into watching the video and then I get annoyed. I will say time gating as a tactic is irritating. It is very frustrating to normal people who can just ration a bit of content and not complete it in 5 seconds. But we had this exact same issue during this episode. I don't really know, Tizzle, if you played this episode much. I don't really know the timeline of when you stopped playing the game. I don't know if you bought this episode. Wait, was it? Maybe I'm talking shit. It might have been last episode. Okay, I haven't done my research. I'm stupid. Ignore me. Correct me if I'm wrong. But in one of the episodes, they released all the content at once like everyone wanted, and then everyone complained that there was no content and that they were down in 5 seconds because the seasonal stories are pathetic in size. I know we're talking about something else to the seasonal stories here, but my point is they experimented and everyone complained, so then they went back and went, all right, we're going to go back to what we're comfortable with. So it is, and I'm not blaming Tizzle and saying he complained. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they tried that, they did listen, and then everyone bitch and moaned anyway. So they were like, all right, road less traveled, let's just go back to what we were doing before. So it's, the issue is Bungie try to please everyone when they seem to not be able to please like 2% of they seem to not be able to get like 2% of the people on their side.
That's really what it comes down to for me. I even waited a few hours to make this video because I wanted to see if they responded, and I checked out the Destiny 2 team and whatever else. No response.
I hate to say it, not to like dogpile on the people who run that account or anything. That account is the most useless thing Bungie has ever implemented. I remember seeing it be created, and I went, finally, they're actually going to interact with us, and like, you know, we're going to get some back and forth when we come to Twitter and have these questions. No, they just ignore us. They ignore us just as much as Bungie Help, and I don't even think a person runs Bungie Help. I don't think a human exists over there. But this goddamn Twitter page is useless to me. I will purposefully, because I know that a lot of people like attack them, I will tweet them in the most like kind way I possibly can and just really explain my point. Like 3 tweets long, just proper laying it out, and then go, you know, can we get an explanation for this? Can we get an update? What was the thought process on this? And I just get ignored. I don't know if it's because I'm not a content creator as such, because I know like content creators are just frustrated, but I'm not as big on Twitter. I got like, I don't know, like probably like 60 followers. I don't even know. I don't even know the login for my Twitter. So, you know, I'm probably less likely to get a reply than anyone else. But it is frustrating to have this page dedicated to, oh, this is for the community, and then they do not reply to the community in any capacity. They just ignore us. And I'm sure, if I looked, I'm sure they've replied to Mr. Ruffle Waffle 65,000 times because he's the new toy in town, and, you know, he's big, popular man, so everyone's like, oh. I will say, that is not me taking the piss out of Milo. Great dude. Love the fact that he's loving Destiny. He's actually really good at Destiny. He's been doing the contest mode and shit. I've never done a contest mode in my life. I've been playing this game for a decade. I have never done a contest mode. This boy showed up day one and went, all right, blind as hell, I'm doing it. I respect the hell out of it. I respect the hell out of it. Ruffle Waffles is the go. But I'm just saying, he's the newest guy. Same way Bradley was getting replies off Bungie when he was getting that sort of big bump in attention, because, you know, Bungie wants to seem like they're sort of, you know, on the community side, but really they're just like talking to about 3 people 1 time a week, and they're probably having a shower afterwards because they feel so dirty from talking to us plebeians. Anyway, I got on a tangent there. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Response from Destiny 2 team.
All right, yeah, that was my point. Sorry, yeah, that Twitter account is fucking useless.
May 12th was their last tweet. You've got
I'm glad they finally made this distinction, changing the name of Bungie Help to Bungie Server Status, because I did not realize that is the only point of Bungie Help. It doesn't actually do anything of use to anyone. So I've been tweeting it to deafened ears for about a decade. I don't want to talk about it.
got Bungie Help. They're just saying maintenance is complete. We've got some... Let me pull this over. We've got the patch note update. Again, nothing.
Damn. That is a barren patch note, Bungie. What is that? Hold up. What is this? 2 things right at the 9 at nightfall. A random timeline reflection that doesn't matter. And then 1 fix for Warlocks. Bungie, that is deviant. We've sort this out, boys.
Got the patch note update. Again, nothing on this. So yeah, this is intentional. Maybe there's enough noise that they will reverse course on this.
I will say, I hope there is enough discourse to make them change their mind. For the sake of the players, I'm not really playing right at the 9 because, again, the guns don't particularly interest me. But for the players' sake, I do hope that they change their course on this. Again, I'm not making this video just to disagree with Tizzle for the sake of disagreeing with him. He's got a point. The time gating on this event really isn't necessary. And even at that, even if it is necessary, it's not implemented the right way that it should. It should definitely be Go to the Deep out this week. Guaranteed. But anyway, let's go back to it. I see Sweatcicle. What's happening? Is he going to scream? I think he's going to scream.
This, we'll see, but here's them just straight up lying.
Spire is the featured dungeon, so there's going to be one of these 3 dungeons featured during each week of the event on a sort of rolling basis.
Okay.
Hello? I was right. He screamed. He literally just lied in 4K! I wouldn't call this 4K sweat, but yeah. Okay. That is crazy. That's indefensible. That is insane. You can't even call that a mistake. The guy works on the goddamn game. He knows how it's coming out. He knows how the content is implemented. That is insane. That is lying. And, you know, I'm going to be honest. I might sound rude. I don't really know who that is for Bungie. The only person I recognize is DMG. I'm a casual freak like that. Shout out to DMG on the promotion. But yeah, that is insane to me. I'm not gonna lie. That needs to be discussed. That needs to be brought up. If they don't course correct, they still need to talk about the fact that they literally lied on that live stream, because no one's gonna trust anything that's said on those live streams ever again, because they're just gonna go, oh, they're probably just lying again. They're probably just lying again, like that other dude did. You know what I mean? Like, that is a broken trust, where if that spreads far enough in the community, no one's going to watch these live streams because no one's going to believe a word that is said. People will wait for the content to come out, which will die out the hype, and then way less people will buy it. This could be damaging for the game. Which, granted, you know, I mean, it should be, because they're lying. If they're lying to you, you should not, you know, be buying the content. You know, don't pay these bitches bills if they ain't paying you no mind.
I knew I wasn't tripping, bro. I knew I wasn't tripping.
So there you go. Sweatsicle is obviously pissed off. I replied dogshit company, because they are. They do this all the time. I have been rallying against time gating for
I don't know. I'm 50-50 on this. The whole like dogshit company thing. Not necessarily constructive, but then why should you be constructive when they're not constructive with you, if you get what I mean? Yeah, I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide.
Literally
I say let it slide as if I'm going to do anything else. What am I going to do? Fist fight him outside of an Arby's?
probably like 5 years, and it's only gotten more egregious and worse. And like I said, it's been driving me away. Revenant says, why hasn't it rotated? But yeah, basically the entire community is just super annoyed. Above TP, Spire the Watcher again. No, man, like everyone rip. Wow, everyone's pissed off. Hugo, so they couldn't just announce it, was indeed the 3-week rotation rather than saying nothing. Again, there's radio silence for over 2 hours on their social media channels. Basically, they knew this was going to be unpopular, so they just kicked the can down the road. And
oh yeah, I agree here. I agree. Sorry to cut you off, Tizzle, but I agree. They have definitely what's the word I'm looking for? They have definitely literally just signed out of social media. They've just told the social media team, like, bro, just go home. And well, I mean, I said this, they might work from home. You get my point. They're like, don't bother signing in, just sign in later, because there's just going to be people complaining, which is not the right mentality to have at all as a company. Obviously, if you want your players to be happy, providing them content they don't want, or content in a way that they don't want, and then just running away and covering your ears going la 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 la, that is not the way to do it. That's not the way to get it done. This is disgusting practices if that is the case. I'm obviously not sure. I don't work at Bungie, but that is what it seems like, because every time there's a bad update, they just say nothing for hours. So I do see where Tizzle's coming from. I do agree.
And let people find out when they go to log in each week so that they can get their weekly player metrics.
Yes, that's another point. Yeah, that is true, actually. If they do comment, people aren't going to sign in to check themselves. That is a good point. I didn't think of that.
And yeah, basically, we're on a 3-week rotation.
So let me see this. Sorry, I don't actually know how the rotation works. So May 6th to May 27th. What the fuck? What? What? What the fuck? Okay, no, me and Tizzle have become best friends over the course of this video. What the fuck is this? Who needs 3 weeks to do Spire of the Watcher? And that's not even me saying like skill issue get. I'm just saying like who needs 3 weeks of playing Spire of the Watcher, or any dungeon? I don't care what fucking dungeon. It could be Thunder Doctor, and it could be fucking Warlord's Ruin. I don't give a fuck what it is. I ain't playing it for 3 weeks. I did a charity stream a fucking few months back where I played every dungeon in one go, and people were paying to reset them. I went to fucking hang myself after about 4 dungeons. What the fuck is this? 3 weeks of the same fucking dungeon? That's egregious.
Everyone's pissed about it.
Oh, look at Scar down at the bottom defending his favorite $1 billion company. Or you can actually listen and use common fucking sense for once. Ooh. Hi, Scar.
They announced it in like streamer tourney thing, but still not very accessible. Like, they have TWIDs every week. You can't put that in the TWID. So I guess this might be how it's actually coming out if you're interested. Let's look at the next one. G Miners, another popular YouTuber. So excited for two more weeks of running Spire the Watcher. I love time-gated content. Thanks, Bungie.
There is nothing. I'm sorry, this is off topic. There is nothing I hate more than these motherfuckers. Why ain't you quit the shitty game already? Imagine they're playing this track. Brother, why are you here? Why are you in the social media feed of people playing this game? And then sit there. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of fuck with this comment underneath. I'm not gonna lie. Good to see all those fresh Bungie creators being super supportive of Bungie. Thank you, Bungie, for the huge opportunity. I love tanks in heavy metal, and I love giving away emblems and getting free stuff for you. I kind of fuck with that. Sorry. Yeah, I hate these people that just like go around to everywhere and go, "You're still playing this shit? This game still exists? This game isn't dead, brother. Your life is dead. If the only thing you have to do in your life is walk around and tell everyone that Destiny's dead, your life is dead, bro. You ain't got no movement. There's nothing going on in your phone. You don't need to open Tinder and check it, bro. You ain't got no messages. Calm down. No, ain't no one messaging you, bro. All of that shit for 100 views, and I like, that's crazy."
Nuktuk, he actually used to be my editor. Great guy, super awesome dude. I'm also very
W Nuktuk. I don't know him, but W Nuktuk. I'll give him the shout out. I don't know what fuck. I don't know.
sad I have to wait 2 more weeks for my fave dungeon abilities. Only calling my name again. So yeah, everyone, why don't you just quit the shitty game already? Imagine still playing this trash. That's pretty common. The game itself is good. Actually, speaking of that,
Asana helped.
God damn it, YouTube ads. What the fuck? Okay, Tizzle, you're back. Hello. Welcome back, Tizzle.
Doctrine, I was saying,
Edit this out.
who knows how long it's going to take to fix Ionic Sentry. I believe that was in February. We're now mid-May. So about 3.5 months to fix the new aspect on Warlocks. So they did get around to it. But yeah, I
Have they even fixed the Doctrine yet?
didn't really want to wait.
Oh, I hit play. Have they even fixed the Doctrine? Because it's like always on the list of things.
Wait 3.5 months to make new build videos on Ionic Sentry, so that's unfortunate.
Oh, that's another thing I wanted to mention real quick. Sorry. Going back a tiny bit. Wait, no, I don't want to go back because then I'll get an ad. G-Miner's getting the comment about abilities only calling to him. This is another thing that the Destiny community goes through quite a lot. I do the same. And it is people will always the content and they'll have to make their own content ideas. Because playing Destiny 2 is fun as a base thing. Not particularly entertaining to watch. And not particularly entertaining to repeat. So, like, as an example, the charity stream I mentioned earlier, I did people donated to the charity and I'd restart the dungeon, I'd spin a wheel, you know, that type of usual streamer stuff. And, you know, abilities only, using certain guns, using gray guns, that sort of stuff. Having to cycle this stuff in all the time so fast, it's defeating to a degree because it just means the content ain't really cutting it. If we're going to have to do all this weird, funky stuff to make it fun. We shouldn't have to make the content fun. It should just be fun content.
Llama D2, another really good YouTuber. Yeah, I feel this could have been handled way
Okay, actual shout out to Llama. He is a goat. He's one of the good ones. I think Tizzle mentioned it in his Bradley video, maybe, or one of his videos, sort of saying like shout out to some creators that should be bigger than they are. Llama is definitely one of those. I am not, but Llama is one of those. I make shit fucking YouTube poop content. Llama's the goat.
better. Exactly. Just give people the information. Just let people know that it's going to be 3 weeks of one, 3 weeks of the next, 3 weeks of the next. Don't just hide and then when they log into the game, then they're just disappointed. If they know ahead of time.
I think the thing is they could have even, to some degree, done, you know, split it into, let's say, you know, a dungeon per week and then just reset the cycle the same way the GMs work. You know, you go Spire, Ghost, Prophecy, Spire, Ghost, Prophecy. Which, you know, there is still time gained to some degree, and you'd be kind of annoyed if you, like, missed your favorite dungeon and had to wait, like, 2-3 weeks to get it. But it still makes more sense than 3 weeks doing the same dungeon over and over and over. And this is where even... I'm just glad they didn't time gate the difficulty. Could you imagine if it was literally like, oh, this week it's Spire on easy mode, and then next week it's Spire in the normal mode, and then the week after it's Spire on hard mode? Oh my god, that would have been... horrible. I would have shut down Bungie Studios for them. I would have arrived with boards, nails, and tape and said, we're closing it down, boys.
Then that's just better for everyone. like manage expectations. People were obviously expecting.
Just saying. Agreeing with Jake, Flapjacks here. Flapjakes. Fucking, what is wrong with me? Flapjakes. At the very least, they should have communicated the schedule on the Twitch, just like Tizzle said. I agree. And also, yeah, have all 3 active and let people play what they want to play. Yeah, that crazy concept. Eggy, I don't know what you're talking about. I think you need to be locked up in a mental asylum. That is crazy theories. I don't know. I think you need to be locked up.
1 dungeon per week, which is still time gating. I laughed last week when I heard, oh my god, because my clanmates wanted to get on and do the dungeon. And my one friend said, oh, it's only Spire this week. And I literally laughed out loud when I read that. I was like, of course they're
Yeah, when I signed in and I saw that it was only Spire, I did. I was like, oh, fuck's sake. Like, what the fuck? I was annoyed by that, I will say. Because, I'll be honest, Spire was on. I was looking forward to it at least. I'm really not a huge fan of Spire the Watcher. It's not particularly difficult. It's just kind of boring. And I'm not going to lie, if I hear Osiris waffle one more time, I'm going to do a backflip out my window directly onto my skull.
time gating it. And now not only are they time gating an already limited time event, they're time gating it even more egregiously to try to get them to that July window, just so people will log in 2 more weeks from now and then 3 weeks after them, just so they can keep having their weekly player metrics.
Yep, they are doing this to keep the metrics up. Spawn.
Because truly, that's all they care about. I do know, let me check my notifications. If I go back far enough, somebody tagged me in a post. Here's that post. So if you think this is going to get any better, this was on May 7th. Justin Truman is now VP of Destiny at Bungie. He previously served as the studio's chief development officer. And at the time of that GDC presentation that he gave, I believe he was the GM. So it says here,
Mr. Under Delivery, yeah. No, I'll be honest. I saw this and I was also pretty deflated. It's quite defeating having the whole community sort of rise up and voice their distrust and dissatisfaction with a particular member of the team, and them just going, well, screw you guys, we're promoting him. We're making him not the head of everything, but the VP. Like, that's crazy. I think, again, it's a break of trust where, don't get me wrong, I didn't expect them to fire Pete Parsons whenever I started complaining about Pete Parsons. Bro runs the place. He'd fire everyone before he gets fired. But in this case, it's crazy. It's tone deaf. It's not even tone deaf. It's not listening. It's a lack of wanting to listen. They've seen what we have to say because they have no choice. There's no way they just happen to not see anything to do with Justin Truman ever. That's impossible. They've seen it. They know our feelings towards him, and they've still gone. Anyway, time to not over-deliver in the future, guys. Come on. Let's get it. Woo!
your places Mark knows where
I just realized at the bottom, it's Tizzle. It's your guy.
who reportedly left alongside Luke Smith following the cancellation of Destiny Project Payback. So this
Oh, Mark Noseworthy left? That's crazy, man. I didn't read that part. I don't know how. I guess I lost my train of thought when Justin Truman was mentioned. I got kind of bored. And just...
This guy is the one that says don't over deliver, that says we're more worried about velocity than quality.
Yep.
This is the guy who is putting Destiny in this direction, and now he's the VP of Destiny. He's getting promoted. He's failing upwards. The game is getting worse because this guy is getting promoted. So yeah, if you think the future is going to be any better, and it's a shame, I didn't do any breakdown, but I did watch the Edge of Fate reveal. They do have some cool stuff coming, but it's going to be drip fed to you.
Yep.
And you're just going to have to keep logging on every week for just a little bit of extra content.
Yep.
Like, what is the extra content this week? 1 new quest or something? I logged in to see what's up. Yeah, so maybe this was last week. I don't even know. I didn't play any of it. Now that I've got my Gilded Conquer, I don't plan on playing it at all. But yeah, there's just like a few quests that you can do. And I don't know, maybe this one just came out this week, and then there'll be the machine gun next week, because I'm not seeing the machine gun. So
Yeah, I'm challenging you right here, Tizzle. Me and you, bro. Who gets Conqueror first next season? I guarantee we will both be dead lost in the entire community. But
yeah, which arguably I would say is the best offering from Spire the Watcher.
fucking Justin
So they're
Truman
even
jumps in.
time getting a quest for the...
don't fucking do that to me, Tizzle. What the fuck? I thought we were boys. Now, I thought we were boys here. Now you popping up fucking Justin Truman jump scares at me. What the
best
fuck?
weapon in my opinion. GSXR Clyde, LMAO, they could have told the community. Exactly. For
Rare Clyde W, because I ain't gonna lie. I do not like that guy. Ooh, that Marcus Phoenix built looking ass. Ooh. Whew. Oh god, sorry. Yeah, no, I've seen plenty of horrible takes from him.
Company that says they're so, and I mean they do a good job of communicating with their
Tizzle, you're exposed here, bro. You just said doo-doo. Like, come on, man, you walked into that one. What is this? Bungie's winning because of this, Tizzle.
community, but this was piss poor communication. They knew there'd be backlash,
Not even piss
so they just waited till the 11th hour for people.
Not even piss poor communication. It's none. It is a lack of communication. There is no communication at all. It's even worse.
To find out when they could have given them a warning ahead of time. Like, I feel bad for Swetsicle and Clyde and all these guys.
Oh, yeah.
They were probably logging on,
yeah.
had teams ready to go for go.
Oh yeah, they were ready. I guarantee they were ready to like farm up that content crazy style. And that's not a bad thing. Obviously, you know, get the bread, bro. Like, get that bag. But, you know, they were definitely ready for that content, and they knew this was going to be a good week, and then they've signed in and just, oh, never mind. Spire again, boys. Time to find something else to play.
Goes to the deep, had loadouts ready to go, excited. Trust me, you need to stop pissing these people off. You have less people than ever that care about your game, but the ones that do, you're just treating them like shit. They are excited to get on and grind something new. A contest goes to the deep. That's exciting. Nope, you gotta wait 2 more weeks. So now, fuck you, I guess. Here's Fallouts, and yeah, obviously, bruh, limited time event 2, no. As someone who doesn't play often anymore, this FOMO is one of the many reasons why I started to engage less with the game. Completely agree, so did I. Time gating or moving content is just a self-inflicted wound, 100%. They will never ever learn. Just let players play. This is 1000% why I wanted to move on.
Yeah, they really do need to work out time gating, and by workout I mean take it out back of the shed and shoot it. It's like you said, it's getting ridiculous. Again, I agree with you completely. It's just, unfortunately, they tested it in the stupidest way possible with weekly story content and went, see, it doesn't work, which was probably also a ploy from them to try and, you know, go, oh look guys, it doesn't work because you guys didn't like having 6 seconds of content for the entire act. So then that way they could, you know, they could pretend like a lack of time gating doesn't work, and then people will quote that and go, look, time gating doesn't, you know, time gating has to be a thing because it doesn't work otherwise. You know, Tizzle gets what I mean. Tizzle knows.
Like I said, that video I made really peeled the curtain back, opened my eyes to actually how shitty Bungie is, and this is not an indictment of the developers. Their hands are tied. I worked for a company with really piss poor management too. It shouldn't reflect on the people under them.
Yeah, I've worked in a few companies that had ship managers. I've done care work, ship managers. I've done some IT work, some store-based work, or shops, or whatever you want to call it. And I've had piss more management, and it is just you do what you do, or you get what you're told to do, or you get fired. Like that's just how it is. Like a lot of people seem to forget that. It's harsh, but it's literally just do what I say or you're getting fired, and that's the end of it. Like, you know, you are paid to do your job, unfortunately, and jobs can be kind of shit and kind of limiting to our creative prospects. Like he said, it's no sign of the Bungie developers being bad. It's a sign of what the management and upper tier want from them, and what they want from them is under delivery and just like Tizzle said, you know, speed of the content, not the quality. Get it out.
Bad management, but like I said, it does benefit the higher ups of the company and no one else. Yep. It's not benefiting the players. It's not benefiting the devs. I feel bad for DMG and these people that are going to have to do like crowd control and like ease the...
I honest to God, I don't know why DMG is back at Bungie, bro. Like, for his sake, man. The shit that he dealt with it is... I will say, during Destiny 1, I sent him a few shitty tweets in my time, and then my other half was like, what the fuck's the point? Like, why are you doing that? Thankfully, she's more mature than I am, so I stopped. And now I am very nice to DMG, and he's the GOAT. I apologize, DMG, you will not remember me from it, but I apologize nonetheless, because, you know, you are just the middleman. You are, you know, you are just the one that has to deal with the shitstorm that's created by the upper management being assholes. So, you know, yeah, I feel so bad for them. I'm not envious of that role at all.
The pain to the community that are on the front lines. Like, poor DMG, man. He was getting death threats and stuff, which is fucked. But again,
I will say, I never went that far. What I meant by rude tweets was I swore a few times, not I was telling him to die. That is not me. I was
they're
not that
the
guy.
front forward-facing people for...
But I will say, sorry to interrupt again, but if you are sending death threats to people over a video game because it's not made how you like it or the content isn't released when you want, give your head a wobble, get a therapist, because it ain't that deep. It's a video game, guys. It's pixels on a screen.
Destiny, they take the brunt of management's poor decisions. It's completely unfair.
Yeah, that's why I liked the whole Pete Parson hate. If you look at my Twitter, I literally have like a hate or a Pete Parson in my bio, because for once the hate was aimed in the right direction, and I was like, yes, let's get behind this. Let's never let this die. I was posting about Pete Parsons every 5 seconds, bro. I was tagging him in everything to do with cars, and I was constantly tagging him in memes and just taking the absolute piss out of him for days, because I was like, for once the hate is in the right direction. The hate is on the fucking guy who deserves it, not poor DMG or the people in, you know, the live streams that are revealing the content, or Nimbus for some reason. Don't get me wrong, the character wasn't great, but Jesus Christ, leave the person alone. They read the lines they were given.
Again, this isn't even mix in there that on it. Yeah, you can see the changes they made. They're pretty sweet. The balancing seems quite good. Yeah, it can be one phase, but you need like hyper optimization from the best teams in the world. I think the developers...
Oh yeah, no, I've done some damage phases, and I will be honest, I do subpar damage at best. And bro, I ain't one phase and nothing. It's definitely a skill issue for, you know, you can one phase it. Being able to one phase something doesn't mean you're gonna, you know what I mean? I've seen plenty of bosses get one phased. I've also seen plenty of clans like 8 phase the same dude. It just is what it is. You know, it's a skill issue.
Really nailed the balance of this 2 weeks to get their hands on Ghost of the Deep, and like another month, say, when each dungeon was coming out, means that they knew the backlash would be crazy, yet important than the bottom line. Miners, maybe I got mixed up, or I had them pulled them up twice. Ember, at least tell us the dungeon exactly. All line, please enable Ghost of the Deep. I'm begging you. Again, people are tagging them, and I've shown you. There's nothing. May 6th, their last tweet. May 12th, maybe. But again,
I have to say, I don't know if I'm a conspiracy theorist here. I feel like the reason Bungie has so many social media accounts is that people don't know where to tweet them to get answers for anything. I don't know if that's like a crazy conspiracy and I'm insane, but why the fuck do they have so many Twitter accounts that they never fucking tweet from? Do you know? Am I the only one who notices this? Like Bungie help, now Bungie server status or whatever, that makes sense. They just tweet the server status. Fair enough. But for ages, it was Bungie help. They didn't fucking help nobody. They were fucking useless. They should have been called Bungie useless motherfuckers. And then the Destiny 2 account, they'll tweet trailers. That's about it. Or they'll tweet shit memes that someone made up. And what, the Destiny 2 team, again, I never get a fucking response. I don't know if other people do. I fucking don't. I sure as hell don't. I don't get shit from them. They have so many accounts, and they're just like, oh, sorry, bro, I didn't see that. How did you not? You had 3 accounts worth of time to see it. You have 3 feeds open. How do you not see this? Whatever. I'm getting angry here. All right, look. My point is, it seems like they just have multiple Twitter accounts, so then like the tweets just get lost in the fucking atmosphere out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and they can claim they didn't see it.
I have seen no communication from Bungie on this issue. They're just doing it, and I guess they'll address it in the twit on Thursday. Scarrow basically said, uh-oh, I'll click on this in a second, but they said they legit just killed any interest people had in this event. Tone deaf once again, completely.
Correct.
Yeah, you had people that are hyped today, or will it be 2 more weeks? More weeks Aspire 2, just because, like Ember said, they're moving weird. They fucking will do.
There you go. Right here. 2 more weeks of Spire would be such a momentum killer, man. Yup. There you go.
Anything for their weekly active user metrics. 2 more. HD, another huge creator. No shot at Spire the Watcher again. Bruh. Like, just can't believe it. And then, yep, typical Bungie shit.
Bro.
Watcher again. Bruh. Like, just can't believe it.
Bro, I was trying to say, imagine still playing Destiny. Imagine saying you're a crypto trader Is this bait? Please tell me this is bait. Please tell me this is not a real Twitter account going around talking shit about Destiny when he's a crypto trainer.
Leave it. And then,
Hey,
yep,
no
typical
shot.
Bungie shit. It's classic. What else we got? NA Painter. Love when Bungie says the dungeons will be on a weekly focus, but it's actually bi-weekly. Actually tri-weekly, yeah.
There you
Sorry,
go.
Painter.
Yep.
But yeah,
Tri-weekly.
Swetsicle showed that clip, and maybe from Super Unfortunate. Spire. I've never gamed to someone who actually liked this dungeon. Let's see. I didn't feel like clicking a button to activate the other 2 dungeons. Everyone's gonna get so
lost the
tired of
button.
Spire, totally.
They sunset the button.
Cacus, hey Destiny 2 team, are you able to clarify? Again, a big creator like Cacus adding them, and no reply on this, no reply on their.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like, Cacus is arguably one of the biggest Destiny creators. When I think of Destiny 2, I think of Cacus, I think of Swetsicle, and I think of Asdacross. Those are the 3 that I think of. Cacus is tweeting at him, and they are just ignoring him. This is crazy. Like, again, I know that I started this video out with some heat as if me and Tizzle were going to have, like, a fucking 5-round boxing match. But this is insane to look at. The fact that one of the biggest creators who keeps so many eyes on the game and so much interest. I see so many comments on Ricacus and stuff going, yeah, I don't really play Destiny anymore, but I check out your content still to see if I ever want to come back, sort of thing. He is a great retainer of, like, possible future viewers. If he makes a good video going, Bungie are cooking with this, and it's like, you know, right at the not right at the 9. Well, yeah, if it was right at the 9, if they did it right, people could have gone, oh shit, right, the 9's free, I should probably go check it out. But instead, they're just seeing him tweet, get tumbleweed as a response, which is fucking ironic for Spyro the Watcher, and that's just it. It's just, there's nothing. Just, did you change your mind? Should we be expecting a patch? He's asking perfectly valid questions in a perfectly logical and kind manner, and he's just getting aired. Like, it's no wonder so many fans are, like, so frustrated with trying to get an answer out of Destiny. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's not me saying, oh, sure, death threat. No. But my point is, people getting frustrated and, like, getting a bit sweary and angry and stuff. Like, is it any surprise? They don't fucking read it. It doesn't matter what the fuck they say. No one's fucking reading it. No one sees it. No one cares.
Their main social feeds, nothing. They're just sticking their head in the sand and letting the backlash come.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, it's not going to affect them. So many people have asked me if I'm getting Edge of Fate, and whether I think it looks good or bad, whatever, it's a personal issue for me that I do not want to support Bungie's manipulative practices any longer. I don't want to give them any more money, but more importantly, I don't want to give them any more of my time. Honestly, they don't deserve it. Like I said, I enjoy their game. Hell, I made a YouTube channel around.
And I will say to that, Tizzle, if I keep almost calling it right at the 9. If Edge of Fate does come around and you don't come back to Destiny and, you know, you don't buy the DLC, you know, all the respect to you for that. It's just currently, it seems counterintuitive is all I'm saying, that you say you don't want to support Bungie, and then, like, this video is perfectly valid. I'm not saying this video shouldn't exist. This video needs to exist. These kind of videos need to exist. But I'm saying the videos in between of, like, oh, I did this GM, I soloed this GM, you could do this GM with this Warlock build, that sort of stuff. It's just counterintuitive to being like, oh, I don't want to support Bungie, but also here's me doing Sunless Cell on Warlock in the GM. And I know you said that you were getting your Conqueror title, so that was clearly why, but it is just, with no context, from an outside perspective, it looks disingenuous that you're like, I'm quitting the game. Anyway, here's a video of me doing Sunless Cell. It's a bit weird. But again, if you do from here on, you know, not play Destiny anymore, obviously I hope you find whatever game it is that will scratch that itch in the way Destiny used to for you. And obviously I wish you, you know, all the best in the gaming endeavors, the YouTube endeavors and everything. As someone who's been grinding away at YouTube, making an absolute tit out of himself for years, you know, I know how hard this shit can be. I know it ain't easy, especially it's a very scary time to be making one content that's getting the views and then having to, you know, completely pivot and do something else. I, for a short while, actually wanted to be like full-time Destiny content, and I honestly threw it out the window about like 2 weeks afterwards into Final Shape content, because there was fuck all to do. I had done it all. I was done, and episode Echo's hot take was terrible, and so was every episode. So this year I've kind of just been floundering with my content, and I've not really been knowing what to do with myself. So it's, you know, it's a brave thing for you to be able to make that choice and sort of move in the direction you want to go in definitively and make that choice. So like I said, if you actually don't buy the DLC and, you know, you move on with it, I respect that. I respect the hell out of that. But it does currently just look a bit disingenuous that you keep saying, I'm done with Bungie, but then, oh, a marathon's gonna fail. Marathon is this. My thoughts on marathon. My thoughts. Which obviously you're entitled to your opinion. I'm just saying what it looks like from the outside perspective. I'm not telling you to delete the videos, obviously. I'm not telling you to not make the videos. If you wanted to make 2,000 GM videos in a row, go to fuck ahead. It has nothing to do with me. I'm just saying what it looks like from an outsider's perspective, because I'm not really fully like part of your community. I've watched a few of your videos here and there, and like I said, you make good content, you make good points. It just seems weird that every other week, like I have a friend that plays a lot of Destiny, and me and him keep messaging each other, go, I tell the guy made another Destiny video. I thought he was gone. It actually happened recently with a content creator as well called His Watson. I don't know if you would have heard of him. He plays Apex, and he made a video, I'm quitting Apex, shit game, and now he streams it 24/7, which, granted, is far worse than what you're doing. I'm aware, but still, it's just no one trusts him as a creator anymore, because he's just like, I'm quitting. All right, it's been 2 days. I'm back. Like, it's just strange. But sorry, I will let you continue and stop fucking waffling now.
Around the game, I enjoyed it so much. But the issues have been growing wider and larger by the month, honestly. Like, I made that video in December, and then it's just been a precipitous downhill slope for my mental health with the game, because the bugs are getting worse.
You can definitely tell they are just phoning it in until the DLC comes out, which isn't me saying that's a good thing. It's a terrible thing, and they shouldn't be doing it. If they want to be a live service game, you got to be on the ball 24/7. That's just a fact. It's what they signed up for 10 years ago when they started this journey. They can't just suddenly change their mind and go, oh, actually, I'm just going to be, you know, absolutely shit now and do nothing for a year. I'm just going to release a new dungeon and leave it broken for like fucking half a year. It's terrible practices. Off topic, I'm just going to point out, I thought that said at my thick talent, and I was like, that's crazy. Kaka's got that thick talent. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to stop thinking about Kaka's booty cheeks now. Back to the video.
But the actual amount of content that you're going to get, I think, personally, will be lacking just because of common sense. Like I said, they have less developers, and all these giant system changes take a ton of work.
Yep.
So by putting those developer resources into that, I don't think it's going to be very deep. And and like, look at how episodes were. They absolutely.
It strikes me as odd as well that they've been saying like, oh, it'll be like Rise of Iron size DLCs. And I think the issue with that is the fact that that is a fine size DLC to have twice a year, in my opinion. I think that's all right, including with dungeons, because obviously dungeons didn't exist in Destiny 1. I think it's all right. I think it could work if they actually put all the work into it. Let's be honest, they won't. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there was like 3 campaign missions. I'm not going to lie to you. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised. And I know that sounds ridiculous. I would not be shocked at all to find out that there's like 3 to 6 story missions that are like mid in length. And that's all we get, because they will include the armor overhaul, the weapon levels, all the stuff that you just mentioned. They're going to include that in the quote content, just the package. Whereas most people kind of look at the content as literally like, what am I playing? Like, what am I playing in the game? Not, you know, what have you given me to use while I play the lack of content? Like, oh, cool, armor overhaul, but it's fuck all to do with it because I don't want to play any of the fucking activities because I finished all the missions in 6 minutes. That's kind of where I feel like it could head in. I really hope not, because, you know, I'm always pulling for Bungie from the sidelines, but I'm getting tired.
Absolutely crushed with Final Shape, but Echoes was a joke. Revenant was actually, I liked Revenant a lot more than most people. And then Heresy.
Tizzle, I've changed my mind completely. You're my best friend. It was the best episode. It was the best episode. It was. I'm sorry. Revenant was the best episode. It cleared Heresy. It cleared Echoes. I don't care. I do not care. Bro, it cleared so hard. Don't get me wrong. That's not an achievement because the bar was so fucking low. The bar was scraping the ground and they kind of lifted it up a little bit and then went, oh, my back, and put it back down. But still, I'm glad someone finally agrees with me.
I was just done. I hated the Nether, and that's like the main thing. Ooh. But even with that, there's 2 upgrade paths now to try to milk more time out of you.
That was crazy. I remember everyone complaining about the vendor grind and shit, and like how it's so boring just vendor grinding. And then Bungie was like, "What if we added a second one?" Who the fuck asked for that? Who asked? Bungie, who asked for that fucking implement? Because I know for a fact I fucking didn't. I didn't do shit. I will never ask for that. Fuck that.
And the time it takes to level those up is like way worse than anything I've ever seen. Like,
Crazy,
again, I didn't play a ton of Nether because I didn't like it, but I'm only like rank 7 on one upgrade path. I never unlocked the Tome of Want. Never jumped through any of the hoops that Bungie wanted me to, because like I said, I don't feel like they earn my time and money investment anymore, because they don't. It's minimum viable product to the max. Like, even then,
I feel like this season, as long as you got the artifact perks unlocked, I feel like you've experienced the season. Sorry, episode. It's not really... It's weird how, like, I came into the whole episode thing going like, oh, maybe episodes better than seasons. And it's just worse in every way. It is just worse than seasons in every single feasible way. I was one of those copium guys who was like, nah, this is it, bro. They're turning it around. They did not turn it around. They turned me into a depressed individual. That's about all the turning they did. It's frustrating. As you can imagine, because you were also frustrated.
I think Rite of the Nine is cool. Is it as good as Pantheon? No, it's surely not as good as Into the Light. But even if you compare with Pantheon was super well received. This is just, again, minimum viable product. I love dungeons and contest stuff, but
this is the part that bugs me, right? When Pantheon ended, I remember me and my mate, we sat there and we were, bro, imagine if they did a Pantheon for dungeons, literal Pantheon for dungeons. Like, it's the boss fights from each of the dungeons mixed up into one boss rush type thing. And we were so excited, and then we saw Rite of the Nine dungeons and we were like, oh my god, it's happening. And then we get this shit, time gated versions of dungeons that already exist with barely anything changed. Brilliant.
The fuck's the...
I think, let me see here. Where are we going? Is this Bungie when it comes to making the worst rollouts for everything possible? Yeah, I think okay, let me just read this out for you. Y'all got to work on the vague and exploitive wording, Bungie. 97% of people in chat today were under the impression that it was a 1 week contest dungeon each week. Literally zero reason/incentive to time gate this for weeks other than to farm player login numbers. I love that all the creators are calling them out on that. Like, no one is mincing their words. Everyone's saying you are just doing this for engagement and for people to fucking open the game. I love that, because then there's no room for confusion among the more casual players to go, oh, well, I don't know why. You do know why, because you're seeing it plastered everywhere. So I really like that. I will just say I'm going to end this here. I think sort of, last 3 minutes, we're probably wrapping up. I will just say that, like I said at the start, I came into this with some heat towards Tizzle, because, again, I find the fact that he still makes Destiny content when he hates the game kind of strange and kind of masochistic. But obviously, like I said about halfway through the video, if that's what he wants to do, that's what he can do. He can go ahead. And again, if you never open Destiny ever again, or if you do, obviously I wish you the best as a creator and as a person, and obviously no ill will, no hate on anyone that I mentioned in this video. Me put my opinion out there. Me and Tizzle, as you've seen throughout the video, have agreed on quite a few of the points. Yeah, I sort of wanted to put my opinion across, because I don't do it that often, but I have been playing this game for a really long time, and I feel like my opinion could provide some form of value, as well as everyone else's. It's just good to get as many people talking as possible at the same time. So if you're watching this and you're a creator, big, small, whatever, and you want to have your voice heard, make a video, bro. Have your voice be heard. Tell Bungie that you're not going to take it anymore, that you're not taking all this time gating and engagement baiting bullshit. Just, have your voice heard. I'd say whether if it's on Twitter or a YouTube video, but they clearly don't fucking listen to Twitter now, do they? We've seen that in this fucking video. So I would say throw up a video, a stream, whatever it is you do, let your voice be heard. Let Bungie know that you're not taking this shit anymore, man, because we got to do it at some point in time. Justin Truman being promoted has made it quite clear that Bungie is fine with the way the ship is going currently. We're the ones with the problem, so we need to make our problem Bungie's problem. And we need to do that via, as Tizzle have said, withholding money, withholding the playing of the game, not signing in. I haven't signed into Destiny this week because I had no interest in the dungeons, and I didn't want my interactions to be counted as interest. So I have not played it. I am, it's not necessarily protesting because I'm aware one player signing out doesn't fucking matter. But if we all do it, it can make a difference. You know what I mean? If we're all speaking, if we're all shouting, they will have to hear us eventually. And whether that's financially or via engagement or via YouTube, Twitch, whatever you have in your power to do it, just do it. Just get your voice out there. All right. I want to see a lot of videos, a lot of discourse, a lot of conversation about this. Don't let this disappear in a week like we do with everything. We always have our new thing of the week, the Pete Parson buying cars, the Justin Truman, the releases of everyone getting fired, all this stuff. We always have that 1 week long gripe and then we just let it go. Don't let this go. Until they fix it, we should not let it go. And if they're not willing to fix it, like Tizzle said, they don't give a shit about us. And we might as well pack our bags up and leave. Because it ain't going to change. If they get this much hate and they're not willing to steer the ship, they don't give a fuck what we're doing. So we might as well go do something else. Like I said, I've been playing some Warzone. I've been playing some Minecraft. I've been thinking about buying Hollow Knight because apparently that's a banger. It's just one of those things. You can't, it's not normal to be a one game kind of person for 10 years. It's not normal. I'm sorry. It ain't. I played COD for a really long time, but at least that was different CODs by name. Not by content, but by name. At least there was something different. Destiny, I've been playing the same game for 10 years, just stood in one spot, stagnant as hell. I'm finally playing new games, and I'm enjoying it. And I hope everyone else that's taking a break from Destiny is enjoying it, like that person earlier who mentioned the fact that they were going to play Doom. I hope they have fun on Doom. Tizzle, I hope you have fun on whatever you're doing. I hope you enjoyed the usual. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, subscribe, send it to your nan's group chat, send it to your work group chat and get fired so then you can come watch more of my streams. I'm live a few days a week, less lately because I used to stream Destiny all the time. But over on Twitch, Game with Cubby, follow me there. And that's about it. Fuck Destiny. Bye-bye for now.